Good afternoon, I'm Antoinette June, and this is Free Speech TV's Newswire. Labor Radio reports that New Jersey workers could potentially pay more for their health care. Workers currently pay about 8% of their health care premiums. Under the governor's new proposal, employees will be paying on average 30% of their premiums by 2014. Activists had a big win last week when they rallied outside the St. Joseph Hospital in Phoenix. Colorlines.com is reporting that protests were successful in granting Jose Gutierrez Guzman a temporary pass to stay in America. Guzman is the undocumented man who was tased into a coma in late March by the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. Next, we have a report on an interesting new study by British brain researchers on how liberals and conservatives process information.
Ever looked at your conservative friends and wondered what is going on inside of their heads? Well, a new scientific study reveals that people with conservative political beliefs don't just think differently, they actually have entirely different brain structures than liberals. Researchers at London University College used MRI machines to scan the brains of 90 young adults and politicians. The results were quite revealing. The part of the brain that processes emotional reactions is larger in conservatives than in liberals. Meanwhile, the area of the brain used in decision-making tended to be larger in people who considered themselves liberal.
We scanned two politicians. One politician was from the Labour Party, and the other person from
the
Conservative Party. And we specifically looked at the amygdala size and the anterior cingulate. And surprisingly enough, we found a consistent pattern. So the conservative politician had larger amygdala compared to the liberal politician.
The results suggest that liberals are better able to cope with conflicting information. Conservatives are more likely to recognize threats. So do these differences in brain structure come from nature or nurture? Scientists say it's too early to tell.
So it would be wrong to say that our research shows that brains are hardwired for politics. We can't tell that at this stage. All we can see is that there's an association between the structure of two parts of the brain and people's political attitudes. And whether that was hardwired in the sense it was there from birth, or whether it came about as a result of people's political attitudes, we simply can't tell. We can do experiments to do that, but they're for the future.